Righto. Stream a go-go. Let's just see if all the audio is coming through all right. Seems so. Hey, welcome. So, this time instead of continuing GDI, I think we'll jump into Nod, but I'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. Hello, welcome. Stream lives. Zaptages, hey. Good to see you, mate. Is it Zaptagus or Zaptegaius or something? Right, so I'll just give it a couple of minutes, just to give people a chance. The first one, how sweet. I always feel like I need to check how people's names are pronounced, because particularly when people come up with usernames, it could be any kind of pronunciation at all. Well, there's a guy in the Renegade modding community, OWA, which stands for One Winged Angel. But I was like, is it pronounced OWA or is it pronounced OWA? How's it going, everyone? Today, so we had the first remastered stream a couple of days ago. We went through GDI. Rather than going through and completing GDI, I'm a little bit antsy to move on, and I think these streams would be a great opportunity to look at other like retro RTSs like KKND and Total Annihilation. Can't even say the words. And other games like StarCraft. I never actually played StarCraft, so it'd be good to actually get through some other RTSs as well, and definitely go through the other C&Cs and Dune games as well. So I'm a little bit antsy to move on, so instead of completing GDI, I thought we could go with the Nod campaign today and just move on from there, but we can always come back and complete it later. Contagious but with Zap. Sweet, so let's get started. So again, the FMVs are going to be a little bit low volume-wise, but hopefully the in-game, the gameplay and the music should be a bit more reasonable. Don't worry, it's paused on purpose. There we go.
I'm Seth, just Seth. From God to Kane to Seth. I am his right hand, and I have a task for you. This is
I can see you topside. Welcome.
Causing the Brotherhood much grief. His views do not coincide with ours, and that makes him dangerous. Silence him.
Renegade is probably one of the least loved Command & Conquer games, but I still enjoy it. It's a fantastic game, Renegade. But it, obviously because it's a spin-off, it's a little bit different. So I'll switch between the graphic styles like last time. We'll start with classic this time around. Let me know if the audio is a bit off because I change the volume each time. Hopefully it should be reasonable. Where am I from? I'm from England, central England. My accent is a little bit all over, mainly received pronunciation, but yeah. There are people, I've had people say, I was in a Discord group for a Tiberian Sun mod, and someone made a joke about the German language. Like, the language is interesting, and there's, like, I often say English is a really bad language, just because it's so old and so weird and all over the place because it borrows so much. So someone was making fun of the German language. Someone else then said, "No offense, no strings." So there are people out there that for some reason hear this voice and go, "Definitely from Germany." I'm not sure how people came to that conclusion, but that's quite fun. The name, I suppose. The audio on my end a little bit. It's a lot of fun going through these old games. I love the way that the remastered graphics look, but just you kind of can't beat classic, even as good as the remastered ones are. Or in New Zealand, that's a new one. Very interesting. Definitely ain't too German of a name. German lessons back in secondary school were quite fun because the German textbook that we studied from, it had like, here's some recurring characters that appeared in all sorts of scenarios, and one of them was called Stefan, or as the registry, the start of the lesson went every single day, Stefan. Everyone else's name was pronounced normally by the teacher, but my name on the registry was always Stefan, which was fun. Will I play any TS mods? I have a couple installed. I don't play too many mods overall. I tend to stick with the classic ones, with the actual official releases, mainly because I play for the campaign stuff. The mods in the C&C community, though, are phenomenal. And there are some that I want to check out, like Twisted Insurrection, of course. I keep an eye on Tiberian Resurrection as well, which is quite an interesting mod. Some fantastic mods for C&C 3 as well. So there's fantastic mods out there, but it's less my kind of thing.
Back so soon. Let's see how you do with
Greetings to the Netherlands. How's it going?
For too many years,
The remastered units look like 3D but in 2D. So the units and structures in the original game were 3D models that were then squashed down into flat 2D. I think mostly for the remastered ones they did the same. They had 3D models and then just made sprites out of them, because that's very much the graphical style of Command and Conquer.
by the way, there's more than enough Tiberium for you to harvest. That should
Deli, how's it going?
expenses. If you are detected, you fail. If you fail, you die.
That Conyard there has a GDI logo on the top. So like in beta screenshots of Command and Conquer, the Conyards had the logos on top of them, which was changed in the official release. But it's interesting that it still lives on in that cutscene. Love your Lorvids, thank you very much. Very nice of you to say.
Construction complete. New construction options. Building.
I'd go with Nod, such a deep backstory. They definitely have the most interesting like story behind them all. I quite like GDI for the gameplay. I like that style. That's why I play Soviets as well in Red Alert. Yeah, Nod is definitely the most interesting overall. I like that Kane is kind of the main character of C&C. There are an awful lot of Stefans in Germany, yeah. Greetings to North Carolina. Do I think Tiberian Sun and Red Alert 2 will be getting a remaster? I really don't know. I don't want to say that it's likely. It's plausible. I think that's as good as I can get. But likely, I don't know. It might never happen. Maybe nothing will ever come of it. And I tend to be more of a realist with regards to that, so I don't want to say that it's likely or anything. Just that it is possible for now. And hopefully it'll happen. I would love it if it happened, but wishful, yeah. It's a good way of putting it. Right. Oh boy, okay.
Unit ready. Building. Insufficient funds. Unit ready.
What am I going to laser into oblivion in the ending? I might not get all the way through. I won't definitely won't get all the way through the campaign today, but I guess we'll find out.
Unit ready. Unit
Oh.
ready. Our base is under attack. Building.
When does Red Alert 2 become freeware in a few years?
Ready.
I don't know if it ever will. I think the games that did become freeware were because of the community guy at the time during the EALA era. Was it APOC, I think? Who was a big C&C fan, and he was the driving force behind it, I believe. And I don't think he works at EA anymore. And like the three games that became, oh my god, the three games that became freeware. There we go. They were released as freeware in I think like 2007, 2008, 2009 or something like that. So I don't know that Red Alert 2 will ever be released as freeware. Don't count on it.
Building.
A Greek kid in class called Stefanos. Ah. Probably from a similar root. There's a lot of spellings, there's a lot of variations.
Unit ready. Building.
So half the time someone spells it wrong. Which is fine.
Insufficient funds.
Playing on hard? No, I usually just play on normal. I'm no expert gamer. I just play these games mainly for the story, just for old time's sake. So with the remaster games, I just stick with normal.
Unit.
I believe is how it used to be.
Unit ready.
Whoop.
Building. Unit lost.
Right, you get that.
Lost.
You
Unit
go
lost.
there.
Unit ready.
Signifies act on instinct. It is fantastic.
Unit lost. Unit.
YouTuber, if anyone here hasn't seen it, Signify has done a Act on Instinct remix that is very, very good. It invokes both the original and Trevor Morris's remix from Kane's Wrath.
Building captured. New construction options.
Hard is hard, too hard. Yeah, it's an old style game. The particularly Tib Dawn of the remaster collection. That's it's. I think it's fine to play on normal. Some of the missions are pretty difficult as it is. How does Tiberium tie to Red Alerts? You said there would be a GDI video of it coming. So there was originally a video on GDI that I was planning to make. I am still planning to do that, but I changed the direction it was going to take because I got like a page into writing it, and then Jethel's video on GDI came up, and I think there was another channel, Templin Institute, did their own GDI video as well. And I was like, I can't cover the same subject that two other channels have done already. Because it's kind of copycat thing at that point. So I thought, okay, I've got to go back to the drawing board and find a different angle to tackle it from. I'm still planning it, but it is going to be a big project, and I kind of want to do other things before I get to it. I'm halfway through writing it, but I'm sort of going back to this GDI video on and off. Yes, it would take a very different direction to, like, it'll still show off GDI, but it won't be like a regular lore video. It'll be something a bit different. We'll have to talk to another Stefan out there. I don't come across too many Stefans. It's always good to see there's more of us. Awkward to hear the game with real screams. The German version was censored with metallic sounds and soldiers dubbed as cyborgs. That's really interesting, the way that it was censored. But I've never actually heard it myself.
Overwhelm the prison, but leave it standing.
Sorry, someone said something about how does Red Alert tie into the Tiberium universe. So, the first Red Alert game was intended as a prequel to Tiberian Dawn. I take the route of... There's different ways you can interpret it. I take the route of the Soviet campaign leads to the Tiberium universe, and the Allied campaign is confirmed by Red Alert 2 to lead to the Red Alert universe.
Yes, sir. Unit reporting. Moving out.
But there's different ways you can interpret it.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Yes, moving
New
out.
Do I
construction.
prefer Hell March 1, 2, or 3? I love all three of them. My favourite would be Hell March 2.
Yes, yes, sir. Ready and waiting out. Waiting, moving out. Unit reporting.
Building.
To make a video about the Tacitus. That is currently planned, to be honest. The problem is, the Tacitus is a bit of an esoteric subject, so it would be not very visually interesting. Like, it would basically be a audio-only lore video. So as long as, you know, people are okay with it's not going to be that graphically interesting. The upside to that, though, is that it won't be...
Building.
It won't take anywhere near as long as the regular lore videos to make. Because a lot of the time goes into the editing. I've got to scout all this stuff. You go over there. So I'm just keeping a... I've got a micro for a second. I do see messages are coming past. Do I play C&C with hotkeys? Only kind of basic hotkeys. You know, S for stop, D for deploy, F for quick save, which is quite handy for saves coming. But I don't go overboard with the hotkeys. Right.
Building.
Make sure no one's approaching.
Construction complete.
The German version gave that world a bizarre dystopian feel. I can imagine that, yeah. Right.
New construction options. Building.
Make something like an audiobook for the Tacitus episode and focus on improving your voice abilities. Not that I think you have a bad voice. Thank you very much. I say a lot in these streams. I'm not that confident at, like, I'm not. My brain isn't. Excuse me. My brain isn't built that well for like talking and things like that. So that's why I'm not primarily a streamer. So thanks for saying that the voice comes across well on the lore video. It's why I hide behind scripts primarily. Zocom could use a detailed video. I believe Jethil has done a Zocom video. He did all the main sub factions in Kane's Wrath, I believe. And I'm kind of, I don't really want to cover the same ground as like other channels who have already done things. Right, we can zoom out one. Yeah, there is interesting stuff going on with those sub factions. Like, I'd like to get to the screen at some point. I'm not sure what form that video might take, but like, I would cover all the sub factions all in one go. You can destroy Tiberium? Yes, you can. If you shoot at it, I'm not sure if all weapons do it, but it does. It is destructible. Right, I normally play the other variant of this map, so I'm not sure actually where the GDI base is in this one. Probably up here somewhere. What about Generals then? Jethil has just done a video on Generals. I haven't watched it yet. Generals is the series that I know the least about with regards to C&C. I'm actually more familiar with the Dune games than Generals. I intend to do something Generals related at some point. I'm not sure what form it would take, but I'm a lot less knowledgeable on Generals.
Building.
If you want to cheese hard AI, just wall everywhere. Yeah, that's how I get through the later levels, even just on normal. The just sandbags everywhere, block things off.
Unit ready. Building. Insufficient funds.
Oop, you're off. Generals has the best voice clips and the most cheese-based strats. What was the game that had the Nod Temple in the Cabal video? So that game is Lands of Lore 3, which was an old fantasy-style RPG that Westwood developed back in the day.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Reporting.
Unit ready.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
Building.
we've angered them, but I don't think they've got too many forces left to send at us.
Yes, sir.
Unit ready. Building.
Right.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Oh, just can't fit it.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Never finished Generals, felt a bit out of place and had no PC which could run it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've actually not got too far in Generals. It's just the style's a bit too different for me. It doesn't feel like... It's not what I'm after with regards to Command & Conquer. I get that it's a decent game. And that a lot of people love it, so I'm not saying anything bad about it. It's just not really my kind of thing.
Building.
Oop.
GDI building captured. New construction options. Unit ready.
Can I have some shoes? Love the Overlord tank, fair enough, yeah. Is Tiberian Sun being remastered? We don't know. I really hope it will be, and Red Alert 2, because that would be fantastic. Like, EA could give up on the Command & Conquer brand entirely after that. I would be happy just with Tibson remastered, Red Alert 2 remastered, and then done. Even though, like, a lot of people want Generals remastered, I understand that. Is it actually going to happen? No idea. I would say don't hold out any kind of expectation. Hype responsibly, really. I would love for it to be remastered, but we don't know that it's going to happen, so don't assume that it will. I wish we'd gotten a good C&C 4. Imagine what it could have been if it hadn't been for EA. So, the video I'm currently in editing for right now, which is about halfway through video editing stage, is actually if I could rewrite C&C 4. So, I have been going over that kind of subject a lot recently. Hype at your own risk.
GDI
Epic Tuber X, how's it going?
Nod factions require reinforcement.
Really hope so. TS was my favourite in the series. TS is fantastic. TS and FS were phenomenal games that were a bit under-received, I don't want to say underappreciated, but they deserved more maybe back in the day, and it would be fantastic to have a remaster to actually give those games another moment and another chance in the spotlight, because they were brilliant. Good cheers. Just waiting to see that Jim Turn post on r/C&C. Yeah, I really hope so. This game is so Y2K aesthetics. This cutscene in particular is one of the weirder ones. Who's speaking? So I go with the... I think that Nods during the First Tiberian War had their own EVA unit. I guess EVA is like developed by GDI, but Nod probably stole their own version. We don't fully know, but in Renegade they did have basically the same thing as an EVA unit, but in Renegade it was voiced by a different voice actor, while GDI's was still Kia Huntsinger. So Nod appear to have their own EVA, but I think it's developed by GDI and they probably stole it or something like that.
Yes, sir. Unit reporting. Waiting orders. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ready and waiting.
Did it bother you that the units and building size never matched up?
Yes, sir.
To be honest, no, because I always, especially with the older graphics, it always felt a bit more like you're viewing a computer screen. And it kind of didn't matter so much that the sizes didn't match up entirely.
Yes, sir.
Because it felt like you're seeing a computer representation of what's going on, rather than like an actual view.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Trying to squeeze everyone past.
Yes, sir.
Proto Cabal was in Renegade 2, yes. There's some very fun lines.
Yes, sir.
Size in C&C was never as bad as compared to StarCraft. I kind of get the feeling that when you get to 3D games, it starts to become a bit more obvious when the sizes don't match up. But with the older games like this, with the old style graphics, it felt like you're seeing avatars that are representing what's going on. Like the second cutscene in Renegade, when you see it go from pixelated screen to 3D view. You're seeing a representation by a computer more so than an actual overhead photorealistic view. There's a song that is playing always show up in game. This is something I've added for the stream, so I'm not actually playing music in the game. Where's jukebox? So I've got the volume set off. I'm actually playing my own playlist, so I can actually play music from other games. But I tend to have the music off in C&C, then play my own playlist of the music from the appropriate game because the music is phenomenal. But then it allows me to have like Tib Dawn and Tiberian Sun music play in C&C 3, for instance. But also, by doing it this way, it means I can show what music's playing. If I bring up the playlist, it's all the stuff from Command & Conquer, Covert Ops, and the Tiberian-related stuff from celebrating 25 years. But then we've also got Destructible Times and Map1.ord. From Soul Survivor as well. I'll add those to the playback queue, so those will play next. But yeah, that's something that I've added for the stream. But I think the Supreme Commander scaling was correct. I haven't. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I played it. I only played it for a couple, only for like a mission or two, so I can't really say. Sorry if I've missed any comments. There's a lot going by at the moment. Is there enough lore for a video about Eva? I don't think there is. Like, maybe that could be a short mini lore video. I've been interested in doing those at some point. But those would be less interesting to watch. Like, particularly with Eva, it might just be... like, there would be nothing to look at. It would all be just audio only. So I'm not sure exactly. Maybe worth a look, but... I do have other things to have a go at first. Everyone come back. Everyone come back. We've got a roadblock. Having a good day. Good day, thank you. Hope everyone else is as well. If we did ever get another Dune RTS, would you prefer one in the same setting as Emperor, or a fresh take and mostly likely just have the two main houses? You gotta have autos though for classic reasons. If there were to be a new Dune RTS game, it wouldn't be. It couldn't be like a sequel or a remake of the current ones because the licensing is too mixed up. So Funcom currently have the Dune license. But they have the license to make games based on the upcoming Dune film, rather than on the 1984 Dune film which Westwood had. So, Funcom could decide to make a Westwood-styled Dune RTS, so like inspired by the old Dune games, but they couldn't actually make one that is actually a remake or a sequel. Oh, these guys just came out of nowhere. I would love to keep autos in. I think that they might be able to do that because a lot of what happened with the with autos was Westwood adding things. So I'm not sure who owns that, but I don't know. It's a bit too complicated. It's a bit too much of a mess. But I really did like the style that Emperor went for. Was I disappointed in the Tiberium FPS being cancelled back in the day? I was disappointed at the time, but the more I look at it, the more I can kind of see why. It did look very bland. And like generic sci-fi shooter. So I don't want to downplay it too much. I don't want to be too defeatist. I can kind of see why it was cancelled. It would have been good for it to release, but the style was a bit too different. So I think I need to seek out enemy village and destroy it. Ordos aren't proper Dune lore. They were in the Dune Encyclopedia, so the Herbert Estate do have, to some degree, ownership of Ordos. There were things that Westwood made up that I guess they might own. Well, EA would now own the original things that Westwood did for Ordos, but Ordos itself is from the Dune canon. It's just non-canon. True, had typical COD vibes, yeah. Which is a bit of a shame. Like, a lot of the concept art does look very, very interesting, but they definitely were going with a different kind of route from where Tib Wars ended up going. In Thailand, there was a cyber cafe I visited which was full of people playing only Red Alert 2 and Counter-Strike. That's fantastic. That name kind of matches up. I know I look stupid to say this, but hey. Hey! Welcome! Why is Brother Marcian in The Falcon and Winter Soldier? I haven't seen that show, I'm not sure. If there were to be a new C&C game, do you think they should do a sequel or reboot? If it were a new Generals game, you could go full reboot. Like, Generals could, like, just reboot the thing. The connection between the games, story-wise, doesn't really matter too much. I wouldn't mind a Generals 2, but Generals could easily withstand a full reboot. Red Alert goes through a thematic reboot every game, so it could withstand a reboot. I would kind of prefer maybe Red Alert 4. I do like when there's interaction between the story and the games, but it could have a reboot as well. I prefer it didn't, but there it is. Tiberium should not have a reboot. I think it's too iconic, especially there's so much more of a connection to the characters and the story, because since the first game we've had the live action cutscenes. I don't think Tiberium could as easily stand a reboot, because a reboot is saying, forget about what happened before, we'll just wipe the slate clean, that was crap, let's try again. So a reboot of C&C 4 would make sense, but not of the Tiberium universe as a whole. So Tiberium universe would have to have a sequel. You can't reboot that.
The Brotherhood desires a world of peace, unity, and eternal brotherhood.
Imagine a new C&C game that goes into space with Kodiak-based starships for GDI. That would be interesting, to be honest. Like, if there's a new one, I would hope it's sort of like futuristic military, like futuristic modern military, or futuristic kind of historic military like Red Alert, because that feels more Command & Conquer-y. But that would still be interesting as like a like the future of the game if they properly wrap up the Tiberium universe storyline, then have like a futuristic one, but there's kind of a tie. This faction used to be GDI in the distant past. Would still be interesting. Atreides didn't have blue colours, but red instead. Yes, I think so. Atreides used they're red in the books in the actual Dune canon. I think are Harkonnen blue? I can't quite remember. Yuri's Revenge is just a reboot of Red Alert 2 because time travel. It's... I dispute that on technical grounds, but I get what you're saying. Dune lore is very complex. Did you read the books? I read the first book and I'm partway through the second book. I'm not sure exactly how deep the lore goes. I know there's a whole bunch of books. Like, one of the characters becomes a worm at some point or something like that. But I'm not sure.
You have caught Kane's eye, and he is watching. Do not fail me.
Ooh, Cool Guy Gamer, sorry to hear about your eye. Hope you're doing alright, mate. C&C wrote themselves into a corner with a Squid Invasion. It's full on pulp sci-fi now. So the Squid Invasion was kind of planned for that was by Westwood, and they were kind of going a little bit more esoteric and like different sort of ideas. Like, even if you look at Tibbs' son, it's a bit nuts, really, in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, the Skrin invasion was something that was planned by Westwood back in the day. And whether that was a good idea or not is up to interpretation, I guess. I'm alright with it.
New construction options. Building.
The main character becomes a worm. Interesting.
New construction options. Building.
I feel like C&C went wrong when they started introducing aliens. There's concept for aliens for the original Tiberian Dawn. Like, it didn't make it into the game, but aliens have been planned right from the first game. Which is quite interesting to see. Yeah, they were indeed teased in Tibson. I've been quoting Kane for the last week. I need a regeneration mask.
New construction options.
I hope everything's alright with your eye, mate. Turn to worm. Dune's story saga spans over several millennia over all the books. Wow. They could do different houses and planets. It would be interesting to see more stuff like RTS set in Dune. The Tiberian itself is alien, so I always thought an alien species like the Skrin was always coming, to be honest. Yeah. What do you think about the apparent disappearance of Tiberian-based life forms between C&C 2 and 3? So the explanation in the lore I can't quite remember. I'm a little bit distracted and from the game, but I'll build some stuff. I think it was. It might have been tied to the way that that Tiberium itself evolved, basically in response to the containment measures set out by Daedalus' team at the end of Firestorm. The actual reason is because of I can't remember if there's stuff to do with engine restraints. Definitely deadline restraints. They really did not have much time for development back in the EALA days. So a lot of things just got scrapped because like we have to focus on what the actual idea is. We can't look at other things, which is a real shame. We can't quite cram it in. There we go, we should be able to path that. Ooh.
Building. Construction complete.
So I think some of the explanation might have been in the Forgotten video. I can't quite remember, but there's not a great deal on it, and unfortunately, it's mainly due to real world decisions more so than like an internal one, which is a bit unfortunate, but it's just the way that game dev goes.
Unit ready. Unit lost. Unit ready. Building.
I really don't like over-explaining things in sci-fi. Some concepts are more interesting if you don't laboriously over-explain every... I definitely agree with that.
Unit ready.
Look at the Wolverine, the Titan, Mark II in Tibson. Those are awesome and fit the aesthetic just right. Look at C&C 3. There's so many tentacles and stuff.
Unit ready. Building.
Dune would indeed make a good grand strategy game like Stellaris. That's a good call.
Unit ready.
Right. Oh!
Building.
Okay.
Lost. Unit ready.
Now, there's not really much point in setting up SAMs, I guess, because they'll be able to just drop the attack
Building.
before the SAM side is able to destroy it. I wonder if I'll sandbag all the way up to here and then set a SAM here, and maybe we can get that done.
Building. Construction complete. Building. Building.
Did the Tacitus even play a part in C&C 4? Yes, the Tacitus is the reason why there's now bionic eyes.
Ready.
The weird use of this MacGuffin that they created.
Construction complete.
It's now the explanation for Robo Eyes.
Building.
The Tastas is also the origin of the Tiberium Control Network
Unit ready.
in C&C 4. Oh,
Lost.
okay.
Unit ready.
Snuck in somehow.
Building.
Okay, we've scouted enough.
Unit ready. Building.
Sorry, I know I'm missing a bunch of chat at the moment.
Unit
I'd like a C&C 4 remake.
building.
And Red Alert 2 as well. I'm okay with Red Alert 2, it's a different style, and I get that it's not everyone's cup of tea. I personally think it's one of the weaker C&C games, but it's still pretty decent. Like, if there was a chance for another Red Alert game, I'd be fine with a sequel to Red Alert.
Unit ready.
One of the reasons why C&C Red Alert 3 felt odd was the fact that the engine was the same. EA chose not to rewrite it. Well, I mean, the engine was still fine, but the games definitely could have done with more time in the oven.
Construction complete. Building.
Did anyone get odd Yuri vibes from the Cabal units? A little bit. It's a bit of a different style, so I can't say exactly. It's not fully the same, but yeah, Yuri's stuff was a bit weird in Yuri's Revenge, and definitely in a good way. Right. Okay.
Building. Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Unit ready.
A TS remake with the cut features added and expanded on, that would definitely be fun. If there was a like the
Construction
TS remastered, then
building.
I would be pretty happy if they added the it's just even small things like some of the Tiberium tiles from Firestorm into the actual into TS, because it's a bit more barren in TS.
Unit ready.
Right.
Building.
Come on,
Unit
everyone waddle over.
Unit ready. Building. Unit
Proper keyboard scrolling in TS as well. Yeah. Like, it's always good for those quality of life kind of things. Alright, we're going to lose a bit of Tiberium here from the attacks.
unit ready.
Sweet.
Building. Unit ready. Building.
Alright, let's see if this
Building.
keeps the airstrikes at bay.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
Earth 2150. Crusty to play on Windows 10, but it's easily one of the best RTSs from back in the time with how complex it was. Interesting.
Building.
No one's sneaking up, keeping an eye out.
Unit ready. Building.
There we go. Pathfinding is a little bit of a pain, but it's predictable. Like you can figure out, you can see how it works and kind of get the hang of it from there.
Building. Unit ready.
If there were a brand new C&C game, would you be down for if it was an old school graphic style like TS?
Building.
Nice, it works.
Repairing.
As opposed to a fully 3D one like C&C 3. That's interesting.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready.
It's like if it was a brand new C&C game, but it had this style of graphics or pixelated like TS.
Unit ready. Unit ready.
I think I would still welcome a 2D style C&C. I don't mind the 3D style RTSs, but there's something that's definitely lost. Like, I love the snappiness of the sprites,
Unit ready.
and when you switch to 3D, they if you look at the animations in C&C 3 or Red Alert 3, they're a bit more
Unit ready.
floaty and
Building.
I don't know how to describe it. Like it flows a bit more weirdly because of the tweening with the frames. And I like this style. I do like this old classic pixelated style. I feel like if they did do a new C&C game, it would probably be best to go with 3D. but I would not have a problem with with one being 2D, like classic art style. I'm sorry if I'm missing a bunch of chat. I'm just a little bit distracted with microing. So if I miss your question, feel free to like post it again, or if I missed what you said. Oh, here come the squashes. Ah, nice. Well, that one had a lot more squashes. Oh, okay. Right. We'll have Group 2 do some damage in here. Group 1 can head back and take care of things. Good evening to you, Malaysia. Long time fan of the channel. Thank you so much. Thank you for sticking with me. Favorite unit of all time? Ah, you can't really go wrong with the Mammoth tank. Ooh. Like, there's a lot of very good units. You know, there's a lot of very satisfying units to use, like the original Commando, the Kirov, Tesla tank, things like that. But the Mammoths, I think. Mammoths are very satisfying to use. Is there any lore on what happens to Legion after C&C 4? So in the canon C&C 4, which we all reject as canon, Legion is, I believe, the basically plays the role of Nod's EVA unit. So Nod's the voice that says, you know, silos needed and all that. Only there's no silos in that game. That's supposedly Legion in C&C 4, but other than that, I don't think Legion gets. There's nothing really going on there at all. So basically, no. I did like some of their units. I'm a big fan of the Salamander. Fair enough. There's a couple of interesting unit designs in that game. The problem is there's an awful lot of very bad unit designs in that game as well. Like, I don't know what they did to the engineer. Just running around, like, he's in a mech suit, a StarCraft style mech suit, carrying an enormous spanner. It's very silly. There's a couple of interesting unit designs, and also I really don't like Rivals, but there's a couple of unit designs in Rivals that are actually pretty decent.
He thinks you can handle this.
So it's fair to have a nuanced opinion on these sorts of things.
GDI is important.
Legion faction for C&C 4, I'd love that.
Intelligence shows it hasn't even been unpacked yet. Since you seem so brilliant, sneak into the GDI base with a small task force.
Are you more interested in C&C lore or the gameplay? Both, to be honest. I love the retro RTS like gameplay style. So this is why I'm kind of interested in trying out like KKND and StarCraft and things like that, because I like this old style gameplay loop. Of just get some guys and tell them to do stuff, and it's not too complicated. Red Alert 3 went way too complicated with the micro, which I'm less of a fan of. So this style of game, I'm a big fan of. But yeah, definitely the lore as well. I love the lore. Like, definitely some of the best lore in in gaming. Oh, I've lost a bike already. Come on. Alright. We're completely separated here. And these guys are just going to get squashed. Okay. Just a second, everyone. The avatar weapons are literally white crayons. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
They just look way too toy-like in C&C 4, which is unfortunate. Oh my god. Alright. We're gonna have to restart this one.
Unit lost.
This is why I play on normal.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Unit
sir.
lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Alright. Sod it. Let's just move.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Where do we need to meet up? Find a base, steal the detonator.
Acknowledged. Reporting command.
Sorry, I missed a lot of chat there. Rivals at least has buildings.
Reporting command.
Unit lost.
Favorite nod unit from all the C&C games? That's a good question.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Um,
Moving out. Affirmative. Moving out.
I really don't know. I'll have to come back to you on that. Because like nod isn't really my gameplay style. I like the GDI and Soviet style of turtle up and get a whole bunch of mammoth tanks. Cyborg Commando. That's a good call. Alright, well that's a dead end. Right, I'm gonna need to get a map. Which one is this? Nod 6A. Okay. Stealth tanks. I don't know. I like stealth tanks, but I think they are. Their armor isn't. They're too much for hit and run. The armor is a bit too flimsy, I think. So I can't really warrant the expense for stealth tanks. I'm just using them wrong, really. Which way do we need to go? Let's see if we can cheese this. I'm gonna try and cheese it.
Moving out. Affirmative. Yes. Yes. Affirmative. Yes. Affirmative. Moving out. Moving out. Moving out. Acknowledged. Moving out. Moving out.
Oh my goodness, did this actually work? Ah, never mind. Okay, tank, it is up to you. There's too much going on here, and the tank's too slow.
Moving out. Acknowledged.
Come on, come on. I could probably done with a couple more squashes there.
Moving out. Ready and ready.
Okay, okay, come on. I was trying to get him to see if he squashes, but I guess they don't attack. I guess they don't crush the fences here. Well, that was worth a cheese attempt. So just having a look at chat. C&C 3 stealth tanks are pretty good if you micro them well.
Vehicle reporting. Unit moving out.
I do like that the C&C 3 version of the stealth tank. Probably more than the others. Right, let's just rush. Let's just rush. Where are we going? This way.
Unit lost.
Flame tanks are definitely fun. I do like flame tanks. Maybe that's a good call. Okay. Come on, we can cheese. No, we can't.
Lost.
But I feel like C&C is forgotten. Yes, to a degree. The weird thing is, I work with a lot of people that's, well, at least before COVID, work with people that aren't that aren't gamers, that are less familiar with gaming and all that. And the weird thing is, of all the games that they used to play back in the 90s, C&C is what they remember. But definitely today, by the general gaming public, yeah, it is pretty much forgotten, which is a real shame.
Unit
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we got the thing. Let's just shift. Let's just go. Come on. Alright, you're gonna die. Good. And that'll... Oh, okay. Oh, right.
Unit lost.
Oh dear. Alright, so these guys... so these guys now have the thing that I had to get that's down here, and we have to get these guys from here down to here, I guess. Oh dear. Maybe cheese isn't the best way of doing this. Favorite super weapon? Thematically, the ion cannon is just fantastic. Gameplay-wise, hard to say.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Your mission begins.
The ion cannon in Tibwall 3. Yeah, that's probably the better one. Because the ones in Tibson and Tibdawn were a little bit underpowered, comparatively. But like the one in C&C 3 does have a lot of weight to it when you use it. Azrael, yes, this game and Red Alert 1 both got a remaster last year, and for campaign they are fantastic. Right. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. No, I'm going the wrong way. The Allies' weather control was OP. Okay. No, just move. Nah, well, okay.
Unit lost.
This isn't working, is it? Proton Collider. Pretty devastating, yeah.
Lost.
What possessed me to start doing C&C lore vids in the first place? So going back a couple of years ago, I was interested in doing some... Well, I just like, every now and then you think, oh, what should I... I just like making videos. And I had... I find the C&C lore really, really fascinating, and I always have. So I was interested in doing a video on the Tiberium. So I just tried. I tried to write a script, and it ended up twice as long as the final script of the Tiberium, the What is Tiberium video that I actually finished making, and it had only gotten half as far. So if I finished that script, it would have been immensely big. But I just wanted to do a video sort of in universe style of Tiberium. And to be honest, like I had no expectation that anyone would watch it at all. Like my channel at that time had about 30 subscribers. There we go, we got it now. Go on, buddy. You can do it. Oh dear. Yeah, we can do it. So yeah, no one was watching the channel at the time. It was just an exercise in, I want to make something sort of pseudo in-universe style, like an in-universe documentary of what Tiberium is. Oh my god. We can make it. We can make it. We can make it. Oh, this is going to be close. Come on. Come on. Nice. Ah, got it. That was close. Yeah, I genuinely was entirely caught off guard that people actually started watching that lore video. It was just purely I wanted to try something. And when Rivals was announced, I was just in a call with some friends and managed to record my reaction to it, and that's when No Strings went past 40 subscribers for the first time. And after I was like, okay, so there's interest in C&C. I was writing something else at the time. That was the Command and Conquer, what happens to Command and Conquer documentary. So I thought, okay, there's interest in Command and Conquer still. Maybe I should dig up that old Tiberium script and dust that off, finish it, and maybe do a video on that. And that video was supposed to be a one-off. I had no plan at all to do more lore videos after that, which is why there's so much info in there on GDI and Nod and Kane, because I wasn't planning on doing videos on Kane or anything else. Like, one-off video and then move on to other stuff, but people seem to enjoy it, and I love making them. So yeah, that's kind of the story behind the lore vids. The little tank that could, indeed. Do I prefer playing the campaigns or online multiplayer? I don't really play online multiplayer with Command & Conquer. Mainly because back in the day I could never get it working. And I just much prefer the campaigns. So I'm not really all that well versed in the multiplayer side of things. Oh boy, this mission. Whoop. I just closed chat accidentally. Oh dear, I can see no one. Everyone is missing. Hold on a second. Ah, there you are. Sorry about that. This mission indeed, yes. To be fair, your video made me look back at C&C and rediscover it, so thank you so much. It's really, really awesome when people try out games maybe they haven't tried before, or replay old games from the videos. That really does genuinely mean a lot to me. Thank you. It's just great talking about these old games and seeing if people remember them, people still enjoy them, things like that. Quick, everyone hide. Promote StarCraft. Okay, which way around do we go for this? So I think we need to capture this base. Advanced attack helicopter, the Orca. Steal the weapon, fly to the nearby village and destroy it. That one's attacking. Favorite C&C game? I used to just say Red Alert 2, Yuri's Revenge. And those are fantastic games, but I can't decide anymore. Because the earlier games before that are just so good as well. So, oh boy, everyone come back. Everyone come back. Everyone, oh bloody, okay. This bike is just dead. Okay, everyone across the bridge, let's go. So, I can't say definitively this C&C game is my favourite. I just say Tib Dawn, Red Alert 1, Tib Sun, Red Alert 2. It's one of those. I'll just lump them all in together. Okay. Oh, and there's the guard tower. Thoughts on generals? I recognise that a lot of people like generals. It is unfortunately my least favourite C&C game. All the ones that I counted as C&C, obviously. 4 doesn't count. So it's just not my style. It's too different. It's a different kind of game. I like it, just it's not C&C for me. Like there was a fan project a while back. There was like after Rivals but before the remaster. It was let's do our the music stopped. Let's make our own like spiritual successor to the C&C games. But it was all the idea was basically generals. They said the group said C&C, but whenever they talked about any specifics, it was always generals specifically, and that's not what C&C is to me. So, nothing against anyone that likes generals. It's just not my kind of thing. I see a message retracted as after I'm bashing generals. These flamers are going to be the death of everyone. I might have to redo this mission, because I guess the... Oh my god. Oh my god. I guess the vehicles were supposed to be a distraction or something like that. There's a lot of nod missions in this game that are just like, you have to do it this one specific way, or find some way to cheese it, or you're in trouble. Okay. Okay, bucko. What's all that about? Where even is the Walker? Is it here? Okay, okay, okay. Oh, that's where it's got to be. Okay, so you can attack that from that distance. Oh my god. Alright. According to the TS Bible, the Tacitus came from the Martians who got murdered by the Skrin. Yes. That was one of the ideas at the time. The Hyksos, I think they were called, or something like that. Okay. So I think I've got to do pincer movement, but... I don't know, what's the best way to do this mission? Oh, bloody hell. Okay. Okay. See, I've done this mission a while back, but I can't remember how I did it. This is why I don't play on hard. This is why I don't play competitively. I just play for fun. Yeah, the iron cannon in the first game in Tib Dawn was never that strong. Okay, let's not all die this time. Come back here. Come back here.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
There we go.
Yes, sir. Moving out. Awaiting order. Moving out. Moving out. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Nice. Right, so if I'll hide these guys down here, move forward a bit with this team, and then try and pincer at the same time. Rush these guys right through, and try to get some crushes. Or we'll just attack the harvester and alert all the forces all at once. Yep. Okay. Okay, so we lost 2 units there somehow. Here we go again. You wanna squash? You wanna squash them? There we go. Oi! Okay. Right. Let's. Where the hell's the tank gone? Oh my god. Right, that tank is probably going to be necessary. Don't need to feel bad about playing on easy. I generally agree, but I've beaten this game on normal before, and I've beaten it back in the day as well. So I'm just annoyed with myself. Not immensely. Someone blew up the tank, which is why we got this guy.
Unit lost.
Act of War. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with Act of War. Act of War.
Unit lost.
The problem is how long it's going to take to sneak past the guard tower. Okay. Right. Let's go.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Not that.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Civilian.
So I'll keep the flamers separate this time. Right. Problem is, trying to get them to all be coordinated. So I keep the flamers at the back, they'll just flame through my guys. Whereas if I keep them at the front, they'll get all the damage and blow up. I'll just send them in first.
Unit lost.
Oh my god. There we go. Okay, okay. Where are you guys going? Alright, we'll solve that. Right, we're going to these graphics because we're zoomed in a lot here. Actually, no, because the flamers are less obvious then. Right. Oh my god, okay. If I go to the left, there's just a tank down here and no path, I believe. Well, I guess we could take out the tank first. Okay. Who designed this mission? Alright. Ready for squashes. There we go. Tiberium is unfortunately not the answer in this mission. Sticker only, welcome! Mission got nerfed in the PSX version because it was too hard with the controller. I can definitely see that. Okay. I imagine most of the missions must have gotten nerfed to a degree on the consoles. One flamer to kill the grenadier on the right. Good call. Right. While that's going on, we'll push these guys through just so they could lend some support as we go. So hopefully these guys don't die suddenly. Okay. Right. CC Hype, how's it going? Alright, we'll bait the gunboat. Oh, it's already locked on, doesn't it? One's throwing. Oh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Unit moving out. Yes, sir. Go on, out of the way. Yes, sweet. Okay.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Okay, alright, we're gonna have to bum rush it because we just attacked the harvester. I wonder if that'll mean that the base might be more empty.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Unit acknowledged. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Alright.
Lost.
Everyone in. You.
Moving out.
Unit
Why are you attacking that? You come in. Squash.
unit lost.
Nice.
Unit lost.
No. Oh, come on.
Failure.
Right. I really can't remember how I did this before.
Acknowledged. Yes, sir. I've got it. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Wait away, sir. Yes, affirmative. Yes, ma'am.
Unit lost.
Waiting, moving out.
You weren't ready.
Yes, moving out. Acknowledged. Unit moving out.
Alright, we'll just rush everyone in
Ready again.
to distract while the NGs get to work.
Unit lost.
Come on. Quick, 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 quick.
Unit lost.
Perfect.
Unit lost.
You getting in? Are you getting in?
GDI building.
Lincoln Egg. Okay. Okay.
Base is under attack.
I think we've won.
GDI building.
So we just need to, for the next 10 minutes, laboriously destroy this village. Lincoln Egg, this game. Okay. We're not having that, thank you. That should be the only rocket. There's only the one rocket there.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sweet, so we can breathe a sigh of relief now. How's everyone doing? Sorry, I've been a bit distracted for the past 5-10 minutes from chat. I apologise, everyone. Gunboat is also a threat. Hopefully the gunboat is still targeting vehicles. So if that's correct, then the gunboat... Yes, there we go. So the gunboat should now just be targeting these vehicles and won't worry about the Orca. All that to kill a bunch of houses, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
Unit
Are you not gonna... Okay.
yes, sir.
Right, this should kill him, and then... There we go. There is now no further threat to ending the mission unless something pops up out of nowhere. What is the best sci-fi novel to adapt into a game in your opinion? I really don't know. Don't worry, Deli, I've got a quick save before we sent the Orca out for the first time.
Acknowledge.
Where experimental aircraft need 3 whole missile salvos to kill 1 ground soldier in the open. How's it going with the missions? It's going very well. We're having absolutely no issues whatsoever. Everything is groovy, and there is no need to worry.
Yes, sir.
No, we're having fun. This mission's just proved to be a little bit more awkward with some parts of it, but that's archaic, you know, mid-90s PC game level design for you, I guess.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
So unfortunately, we can't just destroy the church, I guess. How is GDI not attacking the unfriendly Orca? They only had the one rocket soldier here who nearly destroyed the Orca. But they can't actually fire at it, so... Well, apart from here, but I guess they haven't locked onto it yet.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I much prefer the grey goo. Sorry, I've read that as grey goo, the grey look, because there's 2 O's there. I was thinking, is there going to be a discussion about grey goo? The grey look of nod units from the campaign rather than being coloured.
Yes,
It does kind of work rather well as that military feeling, because you got GDI in gold and nod in silver. It's slightly less cartoony in this first game. Gunabella was fun. Don't say my name because it's unpronounceable by anyone outside of Limerick. Okay, I'm going to try Zlosov. I've no idea how close that was, and I apologise if it was not that good. Any chance for a remastered Volume 2? I think there is a chance, but I think it's a low one. I really don't know, and I would say don't, hype responsibly, don't get your hopes up. It's possible. As far as I can tell, it appears to be possible, but I don't count on it. Until such a project is actually announced, don't assume that it's probable, really. I would love it to happen, but really don't know. They should remake Red Alert 2, that would be fantastic. Does a sandbag bug work in the remaster? Yes. Well, if by bug you mean you can, base creep using sandbags, absolutely it works. General's remastered first, of course.
Mission accomplished.
Sweet! There we go. Blinking heck. That mission, my goodness. There's a bunch of missions like that in Nod. Not close in the slightest, it's impossible for the human tongue to make the sounds needed to imitate Gaelic. Alas.
Nod research indicates the following. Humans in GDI-friendly territories are suffering respiratory problems.
Rumor mill is they have the Star Wars IP back. What, EA? Interesting.
Tiberium also has a profound negative impact on
If
human
true, of
immune
course.
and reproductive systems. Still unknown is the extent to which Tiberium affects human DNA.
Oh, I'm not playing on hard. I'm just bad at the game.
Predict 3 out of 5
I
people
don't
will
really play
suffer
this game on
from
hard. I play on normal
tiberium
because I played these games back in the day, and normal is my understanding the original game balance. So I'm just sticking to normal, which is also the reason why I'm not dropping down to easy for missions like that. Oh boy, it's the thing. It's the thing. I can't up the volume without skipping the cutscene.
Surely you are ambitious enough to take on a mission of tremendous magnitude. Your goal is so secret, even Kane knows nothing of it yet. You see, power shifts quickly in the Brotherhood. I've taken the liberty of dispatching your troops to the U.S. Kane has been loath to attack America, but I feel that it's time, and that you're the one to do it. This is the Pentagon. A full frontal attack with your strongest forces should render their military center of operation.
Yes. Power shifts more quickly than some people think. I am Kane. While I get your troops back from the States, I want you to take what men you have left and secure this abandoned GDI base. Once in, build up an arsenal of weapons and use them to wipe out the remaining GDI presence. Oh, and congratulations on your promotion.
I love that cutscene. That is fantastic. Boldman has arrived. Sorry, there was a couple of things in chat before we get going. They haven't mentioned remastered for console. We don't know if that's on the cards at all, so assume it's not. And my experience with C&C 4, even though it's not C&C at all. It's only got the name. I have the game, of course. I've played the game, but it's alright, this is going to be a tricky one. Right, can we sneak past? I played it a bit back in the day, a little bit after release. I didn't get it immediately at release, because I wasn't much of a PC gamer back then, and not massively now anyway. Okay. You want to shoot? You want to shoot? Are you going to shoot? No, you're not going to shoot at all. You're just going to sit there. Okay. Yeah, C&C 4 is pretend it's not C&C or you won't enjoy it, basically. It's not a great game, but there is actually a game in there. So it's an interesting scenario. I am less critical of it now after having played Rivals, because the first time I played Rivals, I couldn't understand it for obvious reasons, but then afterwards I immediately played some C&C 4 because I was getting some footage for a video, and I was kind of shocked by how playable it is in contrast to Rivals, because it's an actual full-price game. It's not a great one, but it is a game, and it doesn't like bug you with all sorts of things to get to keep putting money into it. So there are worse things to play than C&C 4. Just don't pretend, don't think of it as a C&C game, or you will loathe it. So I need to fly over here. This is a tricky mission, I recall. Yeah, if C&C 4 was an actual spin-off like it was originally planned, then that would have been it wouldn't have been too bad then. It wouldn't have been great. It wouldn't have been a C&C game, but it would have been better than it ended up being. Oh, okay. We're gonna have to go in one at a time, I think. Do we? No? There we go. What do you mean C&C Rivals doesn't exist? If Remasters 2 were to go ahead, what would be your top quality of life changes for TS and RA2? That's a really good question. I'm not so well versed on the balance and things like that, so I can't say gameplay-wise anything particularly interesting, but first thing that comes to mind is definitely... oh my god, oh my god, oh dear me, oh dearie me.
Unit lost.
Come on.
Unit lost.
Oh, this guy. Just saved it right at the end.
Building.
Top thing that comes to mind is I would add in just a smattering of the Firestorm, like Tiberium fauna and Tiberium like sludge tiles to
Building.
Tiberian Sun, because Tiberian Sun is comparatively kind of barren compared to Firestorm, so I'd add in a couple of those.
Unit ready.
Do I have any experience with StarCraft Remastered? I own the game, but I only got it very, very recently. I'm not familiar with StarCraft or the or most RTSs actually outside of C&C and Dune. And then this is why I'm trying out the stream thing, because this is something that I would love to try and learn more about.
GDI building.
So I'd be interested in
New construction options.
playing the StarCraft games. The thing is, the StarCraft games and most modern RTSs are right-click only, and I'm used to the old style left-click because I've been playing C&C since the late 90s. So most RTSs, particularly the Blizzard-style ones, are a bit trickier for me to get into.
Building.
But I'm definitely interested in trying them. I have the game, and I'm interested in trying it out.
Unit ready.
Right.
GDI building captured. New construction options. Silos needed.
Silos needed.
Unit ready. Building. Construction complete. New construction options. Building. Unit ready. Building.
Come on, squish him. Nice.
Unit lost.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
Building. Unit ready.
Right, I see this vehicle here.
Building.
James made me download C&C Remastered. That's fantastic.
Building.
Hope you enjoy it. Especially if it's your first time playing.
Unit ready.
Okay.
Building. Unit ready.
Oh boy. Okay. Alright.
Ready.
Everyone wants a crack at it now.
Building. Unit ready. Insufficient funds.
I don't remember if harvesters heal up automatically in this one. I'm not familiar with World in Conflict at all, I'm afraid. I'm afraid I can't comment on that. In other sci-fi outside of Dune and C&C? Like, of any medium? Yeah, I like sci-fi stuff. I'm not, massively into all sorts of things. I jump from one thing to another, but yeah, there's some stuff that I've been interested in. Oh boy, we're gonna lose this harp.
Lost.
Right. Right. Have I tried any games in VR? No, I don't have a VR headset or anything like that. Seriously. Come on. Right, let's try this again. This was after it had been attacked. Right, let's go back another one. posting as a live event as a standalone. Yeah, this will be a regular video. After the stream ends, it'll just be uploaded as a regular video. So yeah, don't worry. Yeah, Red Alert is a lot better design level wise, I think, for the most part. Right. The guitar solo in the song, yeah. The stuff Frank did with the Tiberian Sons is brilliant. There we go. Okay, so I apparently saved just before the game ends. Oh my god! Alright, let's go back one more. We may have to call it here. I mean, we're kind of just having like a sampler. We're just having a taster of C&C here. So I'm not too concerned about getting through like all of the levels. I mean, I have got through all the levels before, just not so important today. This mission is a pain, yeah. Come on. You want to get in? Okay.
Unit ready. Building.
Everyone out. Oh my god. This game not for the faint of heart. Yes, Petroglyph is working on, quote, something new. We don't know what it is though, so don't assume it's going to be C&C related. Like, whatever petroglyph's on it could be absolutely anything.
Unit ready. Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative. Moving out.
It's a sign.
Unit ready. Building. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Acknowledge. Yes, waiting order. Got it.
Okay.
Unit lost.
Reporting. Affirmative. Yes.
Everyone hit. Good.
Affirmative. Got it.
Now we're not going to attack the harvester.
Ready and waiting. Wait on it. Yes.
Building.
Oop.
On hold.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Cancel.
Reporting. Right away. Reporting. Affirmative. Vehicle reporting.
Oh dear.
Acknowledge.
Right, we'll see how far we get in this, but I might call it after another fail, because I remember this mission being pretty frustrating. And I get the feeling it might not be quite so interesting if we just keep failing at this. Like, this is something that you would like spend ages on just in your own time.
Silos needed. Low power. No construction options. Building. Construction complete.
Now, what if we got a guard tower instead? Right, you're staying out of the way.
Building. Unit ready. Building. Construction complete.
Right.
Unit
Thoughts of Renegade. I do quite like Renegade. It's definitely a very different sort of game. I mean, obviously, but it's as a spin-off, it's quite fun. It's definitely made by people that you could tell that they enjoyed first-person shooters, and a lot of heart went into Renegade. But at the same time, it's not I guess between they haven't really done like action style shooters that much. Like it's not a you wouldn't call it a AAA kind of game. You can still call it a good game, a fun game. It's interesting. It's an interesting situation it's in. I would be interested in seeing like Renegade 2 or like a remaster or something like that, but I don't think it's way too niche, definitely. Second Refer's insurance. Yes, as soon as I've got enough funds.
Building.
Unit acknowledged. Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Unit reporting. Yes, sir.
Insufficient
Oh, we got everything. Okay.
funds.
Affirmative. Yes, you got it. Affirmative. Ready and waiting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, moving out. No, you got it.
Our base
Finds
is under
Renegade very boring as an FPS. That's fair. It's not for everyone. Oh my god, everyone died there. It's a different kind of game. That one grenade might have just scuppered this entire game. Because now we don't have enough enough engineers. Enough rifles.
unit.
Oh my god. Okay. So no more ref. We'll have some miniguns.
Selected.
Okay, what is going on?
Building.
This game just does not want me to have a harvester.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Okay, let's just harvest. Let's just see how much we can clear out things and harvest.
Building. Unit ready.
There's nothing here. There's not even a field here. What is this? Oh my god. Okay.
Unit lost.
I think we might call it here shortly. This is our force. This is our force, three fellas. Oh, I bet there's going to be some stuff hidden in this shroud. Yep. Oh my god.
Building.
Oh, okay. They're having fun, right? Yeah, south, I think you're right.
Our base is under
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. How many ways can this mission go wrong? Oh, okay, there's another way. All right. I think we'll call the play session there today. So yeah, that's C&C Remastered.
Our base is under
It's a lot of fun, this game, but the level design, particularly with the Nod campaign, is very very old school style. To the degree that if people are new to C&C, it kind of does help to have a walkthrough on hand, which I don't. I'm going by memory, having played these games way back in the day.
insufficient.
Suffering and despair. Ah well.
Battle control terminated.
Rage quit fuel. I've had fun though. I've had fun. So what we could do is we could just end the stream there. I'm just having to think. Could we do like maybe half? Do you want to see like half an hour of like Halo MCC or something, or should we just call it quits for now and try again with? We can move on to a different game like either Red Alert 1, which has a much better level design, or some other RTS next time. I'm fine with just hanging out for a short while. Begone Harvester. Halo. Righto. I can switch over. So this means you'll be able to see. So I'm not a proper streamer. I'm just kind of having fun and hanging out here. But you know, you watch proper streamers and they have like their transitions on OBS where they switch from one scene to another and they've got like fancy smooth transitions and they go to like holding screens where it says, you know, hang about, streams we're just on a quick break, and things will be back. So now you'll get to see mine. This is our waiting screen. I had a bit of fun with this. Red Alert 1 next time, yes. We'll get to Red Alert, and I'd like to get through the other C&Cs. Tib Dawn, definitely we've not had a good impression today because I'm not that good at playing. I just play kind of casually and run into roadblocks like that. You kind of, with some of the levels, need a walkthrough, I think, if you don't know what you're doing. I've been playing since the late 90s. I still don't know what I'm doing. But all the other games from Red Alert 1 onwards are a lot better, a lot more have friendlier level designs, I think is a good way to say it. So I think we'll have fun going forwards. I mean, I've had fun today. So let's hook this up to Halo. Hopefully you can see. I'll wait for you to reach C&C 4. Oh, Keyblade, how's it going, mate? Yeah, eventually we will get to C&C 4, I guess. Just have a quick play around with it. What can be your speculation of what Petroglyph are working on? I'm not going to speculate. I hype responsibly. Petroglyph could be working on absolutely anything, and I don't want to guess. This was Command and Conquer. We're just switching over now. I wonder if I might actually end the stream for just a couple of minutes just to switch the so it'll split off the game into split the screen into two videos and say Halo instead. So yeah, I'll end the stream. Stick around. I'll only be a couple of minutes. Okay, back in a sec. Okay, we should be back. I don't know if it's switched to a different stream page. Can everyone see? That's a good point. I don't know if it goes to a different Earl now. Howdy, am I present, or has everything gone horribly wrong? Hello, Alice. How's it going, Alice? Welcome to the surprise stream that I guess I didn't let everyone know was going on. I mean, I didn't want to just go to like our friend group and say, "Hey, everyone, I'm streaming. Come and support me." Oh dear. Strings, do I like crossovers? Just in general? They can be fun. Like, as long as like whatever is being crossed over like isn't you're not supposed to take it too seriously. Right. Oh, so yeah, the next week of awards things is starting in less than an hour. I'm probably just going to play some, I guess, big team battle. I don't know how to. I don't know if we can get people to like join in, like in a group. Like Steam is a bit shut down. Just to arrive, what happens? So for the past 2 hours or so, I've been playing Command and Conquer Remastered. We just switched over to Halo for maybe half an hour to an hour or so before we close off, because we were ending on a fun little mission that we took a while and gave up on. Well, I gave up because I'm bad at the game. Anyway, let's just drop into a bit of Halo just for a short while. See how this goes. Might be pants. I'll tell you what, we can keep the C&C music going, I guess, unless anyone has a problem with a bit of music in the background. There we go. Red Alert versus Wolfenstein. That's a bit left field. You can never go wrong with Gopaki, yeah. Oh, that's the thing. So I've not played online, like multiplayer games, while streaming for a long time. So there might be too much lag to be playable. We're just flying by the seat of our pants at the moment. We'll see how this goes. C&C 4 is the worst C&C. Which one is the best? Kane's Wrath is a decent call. Ugh. I might have to say Red Alert 2 or Yuri's Revenge. Though it's difficult to say. The best is... It'll be between RA1, TS, or RA2, I think. Though I really do like Kane's Wrath, particularly for the cutscenes. Heard Frank's new track is supposed to be from the new album. Yeah. Yes, if you go to Frank Lepaki's YouTube channel, he's recently done a music video for his remake of Virus, which is a track he did for I think Morphscape, one of his old albums. And it's because he's got a new album coming out, which is like quarantine themed. So it's like he's been during quarantine, he's gone over and redone some of his old tracks from his solo albums in new different styles. The music video, by the way, I believe is edited by the same guy that did the backing visuals for the Tiberian Sun's live show. Usually, you normally get into a match rather quickly. You can try different game mode. If you can't find anything. Nate Horsfall, yes, that's the guy. This music's probably a bit too upbeat for waiting in a menu. I'm wondering if streaming is lowering the bandwidth for the game and it's not putting me into things, or am I just being very impatient? Bloody hell, yeah. What is this ping? What is that ping? Okay, so this might be a bust in that case. Okay, I'll play with the internet a little bit. We'll go back on our... Just such dramatic music for... Oh, this didn't work. Div Wars is pretty amazing and what got me into the games, but Red Alert Curry got me into the rest of the series. Okay. No Halo for you. Red Alert 1's menu music. Okay, I'll try playing with internet settings. Let's see if this does any better. Love how we go from in the name of Kane to for the profits. Now there's no ping at all. The internet is disallowed this day. Unavailable! Everything's gone horrendously wrong. It's all gone horrendously wrong. This stream might be entirely a bust. This is what happens when you try to improvise. It all goes wrong. This is why you should stay inside and be an introvert. It's a lot better. What is going on with my internet today? There is no internet allowed. GDI bombed you, that's what happened. My ping should not be that high. Okay, so I think this isn't going to be possible with me streaming, so it was worth a try, but... I'll give it another 5 minutes, we can just have a chat. How's it going, everyone? You're watching things not work. When you could be doing something else with your time. C&C only. Yeah, so it definitely seems that because I'm streaming, it's using up all the bandwidth for this computer. This has happened before, where you can't use two different things on the same computer that use up all the bandwidth. Like, if I was streaming on a different computer, then this would be fine. But because it's all going through the same computer, I think the Wi-Fi on this computer is just not good. Ah well, we've had a good play of Command and Conquer. So I'll delete this stream, this 10 minutes of. Shall we try something? Shall we be inventive? Shall we be impulsive? No, let's not. Let's not do that. Ah well. Anyway, yeah, I'll probably call it there then, since this isn't going to work. But we've had a good play of Command and Conquer. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, I'll stick with offline games from now on, I suppose. Or stick with going through some campaigns of various RTSs, because I'd love to get through the Command & Conquer games and just not necessarily every single campaign level, but have a taster of each game as we go through. Definitely go through a bit of Dune. Definitely want to branch out into other classic ones. I need to get to KKND and StarCraft at some point, because those will be quite fun. I know nothing about Homeworlds, I'm afraid, Deli, sorry. Can't wait to see GDI destroy your harvester. It'll happen again. Generals, yes, I'm very unfamiliar with generals, but we could do with getting to generals at some point. So the ones I haven't played too much of, like generals, C&C 4, we could just have a taster of those. Like C&C 4 will just be me complaining most of the time. Connecting session. What? I was about to press the stop recording. Okay, here we go. Alright, we've got one. Okay, we'll play one game. Now that everyone's left, because I've signed off, everyone's left, and then the game starts. Alright, we'll play one game. We've got this one game. It's probably... The ping will probably be too high for it to work. But, oh, restarting search. Never mind. Okay, I don't know what's going on now. Is this stream ending, or are we playing? Okay, never mind. Okay, we're not connecting. Okay, we're signing off. I'll give it... we've got 1 minute. We'll start a timer for 1 minute, and if it doesn't find the game, we'll sign off. The old one more game. This has been asinine. I'm having a lot of fun, I don't know about you, but this has been so ridiculous throughout the stream. Oh my goodness. So, Dog Whisperer 69. I assume because you have 69 in your username, that every single message you've posted so far has been flagged. Every single thing you posted has been flagged, and I'm not sure. I can't see anything else as to why that could be. So that's interesting. Yeah, this isn't going to happen. So yes, okay. So we are signing off. Confirmation. Favorite Halo might have to be Reach. I assume we can't say Master Chief Collection. Favorite Halo would probably be Reach. Anyway, yes. Okay, now we are signing off. Lincoln X. So this has been eventful. I hope it's been fun. I've had fun. Yeah, next time we'll try either Red Alert or a different RTS, probably Red Alert, and we'll just have a sampler of each game and try to get through a bunch as we go through. And we can always revisit like GDI campaign, Nod campaign, and try again. Like try to get through some more missions. But yeah, we'll end it there. So that game didn't work, so we'll go back to we'll look at this until the end of all things. Ah, very good. Thank you so much for joining. This has been very silly, and I hope you've enjoyed some of it, at least. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you in the future. Ta-ra a bit.